on site is a group exhibition featuring work from 12 of New York City's leading textile artists. We're here celebrating African Fabric Month, National Sewing Month, and New York Textile Month. The show is made possible in part by funding from the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone and a re-grant from the Lower Manhattan Cultural Council with fiscal sponsorship from Pinnacle. We're here at the Kente Royal Gallery until September 25th. Please stop by and see the work.
My name is Christine Economos, and the title of my work is Woman in a Yellow Skirt. It's originally a lithograph done by Itzhak Torquay, and I really loved his work, so I had this idea of recreating it in a different way. And what I did was I made a big print of the lithograph, cut it up into 20 pieces, and asked members of my group, without knowing what the piece was, to recreate the small square I gave them. And this is the result of it.
Hello, my name is Thadine Herndon, and I'm here today. The piece that I did is the Sankofa symbol, which is to go back and fetch, but it also means to not forget those that came before us and the turmoil and the things that they did to make it possible for us to be where we are today. That's hand done, machine quilted. I did that back in 2020 when COVID, when I had a lot of time on my hand, and I did that piece, which really, it was a round robin with a friend of mine, Diane, Pryor, Holland. She added a piece to it, and the fabrics are actually African fabrics.
Hello, I'm Diane Larrier Collier, and this is my piece, Glimmer of Hope. It began as a part of a challenge for quilters of color during the pandemic. The theme was out of the darkness, pushing through the dark times. So everything was so dull and dreary, and just everybody was in such a funk. And our instructions were to make it predominantly black. So I used about a dozen different black fabrics in a traditional tumbling block pattern, and then quilted it in a concentric spiral with first gold metallic thread and then black metallic threads. And then when I framed it, I tried to simulate a wood pattern, like wood grain, like a frame. But it was called Glimmer of Hope because even though the times were dark, everybody was in such a funk. If we don't have hope, what is there? So that's why I have in the center of the spiral yellow crystals, like we will get through this, we will get out of it. And I put it up in the east, like the sun, like look toward the sunlight. So that's it.
I'm Christine Janove, and this is my work called Solar Circles. I made it in response to learning to use decorative stitches on my machine in a very interesting way and combine them with free motion quilting. It's a layered technique with two quilts, two quilt tops, and lots of imagination doing something called Zentangle quilting. That's it. Love being at the gallery.
Hi, my name is Rochelle, Holland, and this piece is called Cape Town. I was inspired to make it by watching documentaries done about South Africa, and I decided to do a street art type of quilt, and this is the result of it.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Hernandez from Brooklyn, New York, and this is my piece, Slightly Fractured. This is me trying a new technique and not just doing the regular squares and and stars and stuff. I wanted to try something new in solid colors, and I'm really happy the way it turned out. Yeah, I have another piece. It's called Mariposa. It's a little butterfly, kind of similar piece. It just has a butterfly superimposed on a small quilt. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Clark, and I'm delighted to have my string quartet displayed here today. These are 4 separate but very connected pieces that are framed on a wooden frame. And like a symphony, the different parts are connected by something. So here for me, it's hand-dyed fabric, hand-dyed yarn, just a sense of shape. And so I have more of them in the works because I can't stop myself from composing, but in this very improvisational way. So perhaps I'll have to rename them at some point to include more in this particular series.
Hi, my name is Marilyn Hamilton Jackson. I've been quilting for approximately 13 years, and this is my piece, which is called Reflecting Upon Wisdom 2. It is machine pieced and machine appliqued and domestic machine quilted. It is about the Akan people of Ghana. Ghana was the very first West African and the oldest civilization to first get their independence. And so I wanted to do something on the culture of the people of Akan. And they have the oldest civilization. And so I decided to do a piece around Ghana. And along with trying to capture the culture of the people, I quilted Adinkra symbols that symbolize different traditions and values of the Akan people. Just like this is Sankofa, and this would be Gidame. So I enjoy doing it, and I hope that you enjoy it also.
Hello, my name is Anthony Bowman, and this is one of my quilts, Pine Burr Study Number 1. The Pine Burr is a traditional pattern that's been around for about 100 years. It appeals to me, the pattern appeals to me because of the utility of it. It's usually made out of old clothes and upcycled fabrics. And I also just love the way you can pull back the little triangles and actually kind of see inside the quilt. It's got a very three-dimensional textured surface, which I think is really something unique in quilting. And I have another piece right over here. This is Mini Overlapping Geese. Overlapping Geese is a pattern that I published in Curated Quilts about a year ago. It is a modern interpretation of a flying geese block, where normally the triangles don't overlap, but here they do, kind of like they're tailgating each other. And it is also an interpretation or reinvention of a traditional herringbone and chevron block. So because of that, I think of it as sort of a multifaceted modern traditionalist design.
My name is Sandy Howell, and this is my piece, Juneteenth. Juneteenth is set up in the terms of a medallion. That means that there's a solid center, and then there's other fabric that perimeters it. Okay? I use African fabric, and I use colory shells. And the stitching technique that I use is called straight line quilting. I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was the first time that I really used it. And the piece was done in celebration of Juneteenth. And it was the first time that I had celebrated the holiday. So that's my piece.
Howdy. My name is Bruce Goldstone, and this is my quilt Symmetrachine, in which I was playing around with all sorts of different kinds of symmetry. There's a diagonal symmetry there, which you can fold in half, but then each of the squares also has traditional horizontal and vertical symmetry. And I was working on balancing bits and pieces as I go. It was the work of about a week and a half of extremely intensive work. I got quite obsessed with it and was working at it almost all hours of the day. I have two other pieces in the show, one of which works with recycled materials, and the other which is really a tribute to the generation lost to AIDS. So I'm very happy to be part of the show. Thanks.